Gas has been rising. Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash all have claimed that they are going to be giving gas relief to drivers and couriers. But what does that actually look like? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. That's right, we're talking gas prices and gas relief from these companies that are claiming that they are offering more when it comes to drivers and helping at the pump. So what's going on? Well, we all know that there is a war in Iran going on, and 20% goes through that strait when it comes to global oil. So if there's a problem there, that will reflect across all markets across the globe, and of course here in the US. So we have seen the gas price skyrocket per gallon, about $1 for most areas. So Uber, Lyft, and even DoorDash have come out with different ways that they can help you. But the reality is it actually worth it? Or is it just more publicity or whatnot? Well, we're going to go over what Uber's breakdown is, what Uber Eats breakdown is, because it's a little bit different. The Lyft breakdown, we'll even do the DoorDash overview. And then we're going to talk about what you can do beyond just what they are talking about when it comes to gas relief. But smarter driving is going to definitely help when it comes to offsetting the price at the pump. And of course, I'm going to go over my final thoughts. So let's start with Uber and Uber Eats. What are the differences that they are changing when it comes to gas relief for drivers here? Well, let's take a look at it. First off, this is straight from their blog article. I'll leave a link in the description below, so if you want to read it, read the fine print and everything between, as well as reference it, then by all means, please use that link. But basically what they're saying is that they know that gas has been on the top of mind for many drivers and delivery drivers across the country. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be adding and expanding the fuel discounts and offers available to drivers and couriers in the US through May 26, 2026. So this is a 60-day thing that's happening right now. And of course, this is also happening the same when it comes to Lyft, but we'll get to that in just a moment. But yeah, this is something that's timely. Obviously, if the price of gas doesn't fluctuate or goes higher, you might see some different changes that happen. But right now, as currently, it is going towards May 26, 2026. They're going to be increasing the incentive promos for drivers and couriers to help ensure that earnings keep pace with higher gas prices. So they're saying they significantly expanded discounts on gas via Upside and Shell Fuel Rewards. So if you have Upside, they say that drivers and couriers can now get up to $1 off per gallon of gas with Upside, up from the max 25 cents per gallon. And this is based on Uber Pro and Uber Eats Pro tier. Now, if you haven't downloaded the Upside app, we do have a link in the description below, so you can get started using the Upside app, where you can get cash back on gas when you are driving. You can couple that with the Uber and Lyft discounts, as well as your own discounts, but they also have restaurants and convenience store places where you can get cash back as well. So it's a great app if you haven't already downloaded it. Link will be in the description below. The Shell Fuel Reward is where drivers can also get up to 21 cents off per gallon of gas with Shell Fuel Rewards. And this is up from the max of 7 cents per gallon. And of course, it's based on tier. And then of course, you can always add more, according to Uber, with their Uber Pro card, netting even more savings of up to 15% cash back on gas with the Uber Pro card. So every driver and courier can now get an additional 5% cash back on top of existing rates at any gas station in the country with an Uber Pro card, no matter their Uber Pro or Uber Eats Pro tier. So when it comes to the tiers, Blue and Green now earns 7% cash back, which is up from 2%. Gold earns 8%, Platinum earns 9%, and Diamond earns 11%. Plus, there's an additional 3% cash back at Exxon or Mobil gas pumps and another 1% cash back at MasterCard Easy Savings stations, meaning top drivers and couriers can now get up to industry-leading 15% cash back at the pump with an Uber Pro card, up from the previous 10% max rate. So they're saying altogether, top-tier drivers and couriers can save up to $1.44 per gallon when they fill up their tank using these combined offers and discounts. These savings via Uber Pro card, Upside, and Shell Fuel Rewards will begin on Friday, March 27th and remain in place through May 26. Here's a graph breakdown of the different tiers and what you can look at for savings. So if you want to hold on to this, just hit the pause on the video, take a screenshot, or like I said, use a link in the description to take you right to this article. So now let's switch over to Uber Eats because they have the same breakdown when it comes to their fuel savings, but there is an additional incentive that they have when it comes to mileage driven. So what is going on here is they're increasing promos incentives for delivery drivers. So they're adding additional providing mileage-based relief for delivery drivers that will be paid out on a weekly basis starting Monday, March 30th, based on drivers' utilized mileage that week. This incentive is initially set to end on May 3rd, 2026. So it's not as long as the May 2026, but you get it until May 3rd. And the big thing is this is on utilized mile. So that means it's going to be underutilized, not actual. So if you're just driving around aimlessly, that's not happening. If you're on the way to a pickup for the food, drop off or shop and go, depending on what it is, whenever you are in a utilized mile or active time, that is where the mileage is going to actually count. How it's going to break down is after 125 miles on active deliveries, delivery drivers will get an additional $5 on top of your earnings and tips. If you hit 200 miles on active deliveries, delivery drivers are going to get $10 on top of earnings and tips. And then after 250 miles on active drivers, delivery drivers can get $15 on top of earnings and tips. And don't forget, again, as I said, this incentive is currently set to end on May 3rd. Again, if gas stays high or gets higher or anything, those could potentially change. All right, so let's talk about what is Lyft doing when it comes to gas relief. Is it any different from Uber? Of course not. You think it was really going to change? No. The numbers might change. What you can get is going to change, but ideally, it's pretty much identical. Even the dates are the same. So it goes from Friday, March 27th, all the way through May 26th. So the dates completely match. You pretty much expected that, but the rewards also similarly match. So let's go over what the rewards are when it comes to what Lyft is offering for drivers. And basically, they are saying that rewards are stackable, an additional 2% cash back for elite tier drivers, and an additional 1% cash back for gold and platinum drivers when using the Lyft Direct business debit card to pay at the pump at eligible U.S. gas stations. That's on top of existing cash back at 10% for elite tiered members, 7% for platinum, and 3% for gold, 2% for silver tiered, and 1% for all other drivers. An existing 1% at MasterCard Easy Savings gas stations, which is the exact same when it comes to Uber. And then you have the chart below for the estimated total savings. But you can also get an additional 14 cents a gallon through Upside. This is on top of the current driver tiered rewards of 8 cents to 32 cents a gallon for Platinum and Elite, 5 cents to 27 cents a gallon for Gold, and 5 to 25 cents a gallon for all other drivers. And you can also do a little bit different when it comes to points for dollars. So drivers can redeem their existing shop points, a program where drivers exchange the points for services for $5 off their next fill up with Upside. And here is the chart that Lyft has when it comes to their driver relief program and some of the estimated savings that you can do. You can pause it right here, or again, check the link in the description below for more details, plus all of the fine print. And of course, DoorDash is also doing a change when it comes to helping drivers with gas. And that is basically the same additional benefit as what Uber Eats has when it comes to their driver incentives. So it's based on active miles, and you can get anywhere from $5 to $15 extra based on your mileage that has been driven during the time. So there you have it. That is the change that Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Lyft are making when it comes to drivers getting gas relief at the pump. It's a little bit different from their 2022 stance, where they were giving an additional 45 to 55 cents per delivery or ride when it came to Uber and Lyft and even DoorDash. So it's a little bit different, as you can see. And yeah, what are your thoughts when it comes down to it? I know for sure that my thoughts are this might not be worth it, and it might be a little bit more PR based than anything else, because unfortunately, there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through in order to get some of these incentives. So things like Shell, well, if you don't have a Shell in your area, you can't claim that discount. If you don't have an Exxon or a Mobil, which most places do, but a lot of people may not, then you can't claim that either. And so there's a lot of hoops to jump through. So if you're expecting, oh, I'm going to get $1.44 off a gallon, well, unless you are at the top tier, that ain't going to happen. Then when you look at Lyft versus Uber, Lyft offers a lot less when it comes to its drivers program versus Uber, which is kind of surprising. Usually it's the other way around. Although they do have that additional point structure where you can trade the points for $5 off when it comes to filling up with upside. So that's a little bit welcome. But either way, when it comes down to it, Lyft, you are getting a lot less when it comes to gas relief than Uber's counterpart. The question comes down to, are you at a certain tier? Are you a diamond level driver? Or are you much more selective where maybe now you can't even get to it because they changed Uber Pro and there's an acceptance rate that's tied with it, as well as a couple other things that you have to do in order to maintain diamond status? Or are you just a blue driver because you just accept what you want because it's worth it for you at that point? And of course, one of the other things beyond tiers is why it's highly limited is because of you have to have the Pro card or the Lyft card in order to be able to get some of these savings. May not even want the card, and you may have your banking already and dealing with that, so you don't want to necessarily get the card. So you might not even be able to get those incentives. But let us know what your thoughts are when it comes to the breakdown of these benefits. Is it worth it for you? Are you going to see any extra relief or not? All right, but let's talk. What can drivers do? Because there are definitely a few things that drivers can actually do in order to help ease at the pump, make more money, and also limit the amount that you are driving. First off, drive when it's busy. I just made a video a couple weeks ago talking about the best times to drive when it comes to rideshare and how you can stack multiple apps when you are driving during slow periods. So make sure you are taking advantage of it. Put on more apps that you have currently. If you are just driving Uber, sign up for Lyft, sign up for DoorDash, sign up for all of these companies that are available in your area. Because during slow times in rideshare, it might be busier doing food delivery. So then that way, if you are only able to get out at a specific time, you are going to maximize the amount of money that you could potentially make instead of just sitting there, or worse, driving around aimlessly waiting for a ride to come in. So stop that. That is the biggest thing. Stop driving around aimlessly. When you are done with a food order or a ride, pull over to the side of the road and wait until a new ride request comes in. This is very important if you don't want to be somewhere where you don't want to be. So that means you have upfront fares. You get to see the pickup and drop off of where you are going. If you don't want to go there and you have to reposition yourself, do not accept the ride. You don't have to accept every single ride. We talked about this many times. That's another thing. Only take the rides that are going to be worth it for you and take you to the areas that you want to be in versus taking you to somewhere where you don't want to be, where you have to reposition yourself because maybe you don't have a ride or you need to get where rides are. Eliminate that altogether. On top of that, a lot of new cars have this auto stop feature. So when you come to a stop sign or you come to a red light and stop, it will shut the car off. That can actually use more gas than you think. And the break-even point, just to let you know, is about 7 seconds for nearly every car. So that means you have to have the car stopped for at least 7 seconds in order for it to have any gas savings when it comes to the auto stop feature. Other than that, it's actually going to produce much more wear and tear on your starter and your car with the constant start and stop. Especially when it comes to higher gas prices, don't have that running. Turn it off as soon as you get in the car. When you have that auto stop on, make sure you shut it off so you don't have that auto stop going on. And then that way it's going to keep your car running no matter what. Obviously, if you are sitting and waiting for something or you're doing something else, turn the car off for the time being. Because at that point, then, you're going to be sitting and braking for a few minutes, maybe even longer than that. So that's where you're going to see significant gas savings versus letting the car run. On top of that, one of the best things you can do if you're on the highway, use your air conditioner. If it's hot, because it's starting to get warm again, it's spring, use your air conditioner versus having the windows open. Once you go above that 55-mile threshold, that is where air conditioning is much better. Below that 55-mile threshold, open the windows a little bit, get that fresh air. It's going to be much better again for gas when it comes down to how you can maximize. Proper inflation of tires, key as well. So if you are properly inflated to the PSI that you need for your car, check this daily and make sure that your tires are inflated to where they need to be. And then, of course, when it comes to aggressive driving, aggressive braking, or anything like that, don't. Smooth starts, smooth stops, and obviously there's things on the road that you can't control, but do that as much as you can. Pretend grandma's driving in the car and she's got spaghetti sauce filled to the brim, and you don't want that thing getting dirty. So make sure, again, start and stop slowly That will help. Don't allow your engine to get above a certain rev threshold because it will save you a ton when it comes to the gas. Now, these are all different things that you can do as a driver. Not only that, you can couple these discounts along with it that Uber and Lyft and DoorDash are allowing. So make sure you plan according what is going to be best for you. But when it comes down to what I think, it's great that they're offering some sort of extra incentive, but for a majority of drivers, including myself, I am going to only qualify for the lowest tier that I could. So doing smart driving practices is going to be much better, much further along. And of course, I don't want to be a diamond driver. Why? Because I'm not accepting every single ride coming in. In fact, I'm only taking rides that are worth it for me. And if it's not worth it, I'm declining, I'm reclining, I'm waiting for the next ride. After that, if a ride comes in that's worth it, I'm taking it at that point. But I want to know, what are your thoughts? What do you think about all these changes? What do you think about these additions? And what do you think about the time frame for early May or late May, depending on what the tier is? And do you think we're going to see any relief at the pump come in any way, shape, or form? Let us know in the comments below. Now, if you want to know what the biggest problem Uber and Lyft are having and how they could fix it almost immediately, check out this video right here. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.